Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I'm here in Hyderabad with Konda Vishweshwar Reddy, the BJP's parliamentary candidate for Chevella. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Good afternoon, thank you.
So first things first, you've served as an MP from Chevella before, except from the BRS. Why do you think the BJP is the right fit for the constituency? What will you do for them?
See, Telangana was one of the richest states, and when it got merged with Andhra Pradesh, there was not only just an allegations, there's data and proof to show that the wealth of Telangana was siphoned off to Andhra. And that was the belief, and that was the core reason for Nilu, Nidulu, Niyamakalu. Water, funds, and jobs from Telangana went to Andhra. And that was the agitation of Telangana. And Telangana has been a rich state right from the Nizam time, Hyderabad state. And in the combined Andhra Pradesh, it got neglected because in a democracy, they had 175 MLAs and we had 125, 119 MLAs. So injustice was done to Telangana. But after having achieved Telangana, it became one of the wealthiest states in the nation. Yet, our leadership, that is that time, the TRS party, KCR and family, became autocratic. They converted, first time ever, we don't have family politics in Telangana. First time we were experiencing family rule, like in Sri Lanka, not even dynasty rule. 5-6 members of family together rule in Telangana. And they made the richest state bankrupt with 7 lakh crores loan. BJP, on the other hand, has discipline, not just no freebies, fiscal discipline, true welfare. And today, not even today, even during KCR's time and now, whatever little Telangana is getting, or the people of Telangana is getting from Modi. Whether it's the 5 kgs free rice, or whether it's the MSP to farmers, which is almost 25,000 crores, or whether it's the urea subsidy, which is almost 2,400 rupees urea bag is being sold in Telangana at subsidized rate at 270 rupees, almost 90% subsidy. But not only that, everything that happened or is happening in Telangana for the people is happening because of BJP government there. Whether it's the roads, they tinkered with the MNREG formula, which actually benefits. Firstly, they increased from 150 rupees, where they had to pay 70 rupees bribe, and they hardly get 80 rupees in the hand. Now they're getting 300 rupees, and because of bank accounts to everyone is getting the entire 300 rupees without into their account, without having to pay bribes to anyone or falling at any officer's feet. And even other infrastructure like playgrounds, Prakriti Vanam, gardens, or this thing, or Raitu Vedi, Kisan Vedikas, or the LED light bulbs in the villages. And in the end, even the Smashana Vatika, the graveyards or the crematoriums are also built, from rice to crematoriums. Everything, and even the money to the sarpanchas, everything came due to central government. So it is a central government which is at least giving a ray of hope to Telangana, while the state governments, both the previous government and this government, have ruined Telangana and sent it to bankruptcy. The current government, fully knowing that there's nothing in their khazana, nothing in their treasury, and they have no funds, and they have to pay 80,000 crores bank loans and 60,000 crores salaries, and they have left with nothing, because the state's revenue, including the devolution, is hardly about 140,000 crores. So the only party that can turn around Telangana and that can benefit the people of Telangana is Bharatiya Janata Party. Sharp contrast with UP, a Bimaru state, backward, bankrupt state, now has a positive budget. After spending on everything, they have some money left over. Here, the richest state and one of the smallest states, with now has 7 lakh crores, it went bankrupt.
There's a general perception that the BRS has sort of been decimated in the state of Telangana. Now it's BJP versus Congress. How do you see that? What do you think? Do you think this helps the BJP?
It's it's dying, it's going to die unless there's some dramatic changes there. And that's a foregone conclusion because it's not a party, it's a family. And the family got hit, one person in jail, the other CM, he's lost his cadre and reputation. And that is a one family party. So it's bound to collapse. It does not have an organization besides the family. And also, it's achieved its goal of Telangana, and it's no longer relevant. They themselves changed the name of the party to BRS, and so it's stopped being relevant in Telangana.
The BJP has sort of struggled to make inroads in the south, except for the state of Karnataka. How are things changing under Prime Minister Modi's leadership over the last 10 years in the south?
The highest growth of BJP, including in the assembly elections, has been in the south. There's a 200, 300 fold increase in voter base. Did it translate to seat-based seats? May not be. But this time, it's beginning to translate into seat. And further, between the assembly 6 months ago and now, there's going to be a minimum in all places, 100 to 200% growth, which is what happened last time. We had 1 MLA, but 4 MPs.
So you think that it's going to make
significant
inroads?
Sure.
I know that even Telangana is a sort of, the BJP has set its sights on Telangana this time as well.
Yeah.
Right. I want to come back to Chevella. Your family is associated with Apollo hospitals. Any plans for improving healthcare infrastructure in the constituency?
Definitely, but it has no relationship with Apollo Hospital. Belongs to my wife's family, and they are involved in private healthcare. But what we need is healthcare like in Goa. And you go to Goa, go to a primary healthcare center, Anganwadi center, or a government hospitals. The rich and the poor go there, unless it's a very complicated procedure. That's what we need. And we need hospitals like in Goa, government hospitals. And we need to do that. And we need to utilize the funds from the central government, whether it's Basti Dawkhanas or for upgradation of equipment in government hospitals, or we do that. And we need to utilize the funds from the central government, whether it's Basti Dawkhanas or for upgradation of equipment in government hospitals, or whether ventilators supplied. We need to utilize that effectively. Even during the COVID time, the ventilators sent, even the seals, the boxes are not open. There's a extremely urgent need to improve the government healthcare infrastructure. And this government does not have the funds.
The Congress
government does not have the funds. And despite of it, they're not focusing on the priorities. Their priorities now are misplaced. The first priority is healthcare education, and then drinking water and power. Now they're talking about 50,000 crore Musi rejuvenation, 1 lakh crore Musi rejuvenation, Musi river. All that's fine, but that's not the first priority. The first priority is this. We are going to pressurize the government again and again and again. And we will, since we are going to be in the union government, will be a BJP. We will pressurize every penny we send. We will pressurize them to use it for the right purpose without diverting it.
Right.
And we will say, first priority is first priority, 10th priority is 10th priority, Musi is 10th priority.
You've been talking about a saffron wave in your constituency. Hundreds of members seem to have joined from the BRS and
Every
Congress.
day, even today.
Why do you think that is?
There is a definite Modi wave, call it saffron wave, whatever. That too started last 1 year, last few months. It really increased and it's growing exponentially. One of the things is everything central government did, these people claimed they did it. In fact, they didn't even put the photo of Modi ji. KCR put his photo where the free rice was coming or 1 rupee rice was coming. Where the subsidized fertilizer was coming. It's 100% due to central government, but these people claimed they did it. So people, and they had huge media spend. So people believed that everything was happening because of KCR, and now probably because of Congress government. People started realizing that. We started telling them this is central government, this is state government.
Right.
Secondly, we were tainted. We were not tainted. There was a false propaganda saying that we and TRS have an alliance or understanding.
As in the BJP and
BJP and TRS. And TRS is a tainted party. So that taint rubbed on us. So there was a huge anti-incumbency that used to be with us. We were winning every elections and Congress was losing deposit. When people started believing this false narrative that we and TRS, and the false narrative was primarily because we did not arrest Kavita. The fact is, people do not know it's not BJP party that arrests. It is the high courts, the Supreme Courts, the ED, the CBIs, the police, the income tax. These are and it's not BJP. So because of this, them spreading this false propaganda, we were associated with the tainted TRS party. So that was the reason that saffron wave did not spread earlier. But now everybody, every nook and corner, 80-year-old woman can barely hear. You show him Modi's photo in a BMH, who's he? In a BMH Kada. That is not the guy who gives us free rice. Ask him his name, they know it's Modi ji. So it's really spread to every nook and corner.
So, okay, as an entrepreneur and as an innovator, what do you think has changed in the last 10 years in terms of India's investment and business climate?
I mean, I can talk about FDI and all, but my roots are in the villages. I understand it very well. The change is unimaginable. Unimaginable. I'll start with MNRG scheme, which I told. It used to be 150 rupees in Congress government. Now, and they hardly used to get 80 rupees because they had to pay bribes. Now it's 300 rupees and every naya paisa is falling into their account, their bank account. Now, when you go for elections, people ask for this, nobody asks, give me a bank account, I'll vote for you. But Modi ji and BJP core ideology, Antodaya, before in the villages, if you go to a village, there used to be 10 people, wealthy people, one trader, one kirana shop owner, one ration. About 10 people in a village average used to have a bank account. And if another person wanted a bank account, you had to go to that wealthy guy having a bank account, take a guarantee and surety and recommendation from him, deposit 2,000 to 500,000 rupees, and then a bank account is opened. Modi ji came and said, banks are there since independence and prior independence. What's the use if the people who really need the bank accounts don't have banking, don't have bank accounts? And what he did is, I will stand guarantee. He got in a lot of reforms and 0 rupee account, and he will stand guarantee. And now a village which had 10 bank accounts now had 1,000 bank accounts. Every family has minimum 2 bank accounts. So that was a dramatic change. Nobody asked for it. No voter asked for it. And because of this, not only the MNREG scheme, every naya paisa without falling on any officer's feet, they're getting the entire amount. And the rural spend is some research papers have come out of the rural spending pattern. But not only that, the village 10 years ago used to have 5 motorcycles. Now there are 500. It's 100-fold increase in the motorcycles in the village. There's a phenomenal change, and it's unimaginable. And these are some of the things that the Modi government triggered and did it directly. These MNRG scheme, bank accounts, they did it, but it also triggered consumer spending. And the latest data shows that people used to spend on the basics, food, clothing, maybe a little education and things like that. Now, a significant percent of the village folks are spending on doing Tirupati pilgrimage, going to Hyderabad, buying a TV. So consumer spending increase, it just exploded. In fact, the other day, I went around a tour of Yatra around the villages. I slept in the villages. One of my political advisors told me, it'll be a nice, photo op if you go and brush teeth with a neem tree. Because in the villages when we are young, a neem tree twig. So villagers are surprised. Nobody in the villages are using neem tree. Everyone is using toothbrush and toothpaste. So that is the difference that happened from a neem tree twig to a toothbrush and toothpaste, and all happened in 10 years, from 5 motorcycles to 500 motorcycles. The change is just phenomenal. But what really, another phenomenal thing, a lot of chief ministers and prime ministers come and go, and they say, I build this dam, I build this highway, I build this. But very few make a sweeping social change, a change at the society level, change in the language. Nobody asked, give me bathrooms, I'll give you what. 60 years of Congress government, they never thought of it. I was a convener of the WASH Legislators Forum, Water, Sanitation, Hygiene. The first time MP being a convener had never happened, I think. And I studied this subject deeply. It was very, very common, ODF and things like that. And then he never asked. And actually it lowers one dignity, whether it's the children or the men or the women. And nobody asked, give me bathrooms, I'll vote for you. But he knew it because he came from, a very poor BC family. Without asking, he did, everyone should have toilets. Now no one says, I went outside, I went into the fields. They say, I went to the bathroom and tell you. So he really increased the self-respect and self-worth of the people. And that is something which no prime minister has ever done. And 60 years of Congress government. In fact, there are cases, they built housing for the poor without bathrooms. Free housing. So that is the difference. And these all are very subtle things. They know they self-respect, self-worth increase and things like that. So phenomenal changes at the rural level.
I want to talk about Hyderabad as well. It's got this reputation as this tech city, IT destination. It was something that Naidu sort of started and YSR continued. Where does Telangana stand today? Where does Hyderabad and Telangana stand in the national landscape today?
It's among the top, but unfortunately, it's peaking out. And the problems of Bangalore have come here. Why does an IT company choose to go to a particular destination? Because multiple things. Among the lesser important, land is cheap, any little government subsidy, connectivity, things like that. But the most important thing is which city will attract human resource the most. So a city where the weather is good, water is good, social infrastructure is good. Of course, civic infrastructure is given, social parks, entertainment, and cost of living is less. Hyderabad and Bangalore used to be those cities. Good weather, good water, good social infrastructure, a diverse community. And these were the factors that drove HR to Hyderabad. And because Hyderabad has good human resource, the companies came in. But now it's collapsing, and there's a feeling of strangulation. The social infrastructure did not increase. The same parks, the food infrastructure did not increase. The same parks, the footpaths have disappeared. There's a drinking water problem now. Tankers, if you stay in apartments, you have to buy tankers every day. They're too in the black market. And then power shortage is coming. So I think it is unfortunately because of the governments, despite getting a lot of revenues, they have not developed the social STPs, sewage treatment plants have not increased. The existing ones are not functional beyond 10-20%. So Hyderabad started choking. The traffic increased. Yeah. There's no town planning. So what used to be the best and the least expensive city to live in has become definitely not the best and definitely not the least expensive city to live in. So we have reached the peak. We are not able to fully utilize the potential because of past and present government.
And how will the BJP help change that?
The focus on civic and infrastructure, social infrastructure, but most importantly, town planning is done by town planners, not by real estate tycoons. The past government and this government, as doing and continue this government is perpetuating this. The town planning is being done by real estate tycoons, not governments. So there's a 30-storied building. They give another 25-storied, so 55-storied building in a 60-feet road, which is already congested. To cross 1 kilometer, it takes about half an hour. So BJP is not a corrupt. It is focused on a healthy development of cities, and town planning will be done as per the town planners, not by real estate. They will not succumb to real estate tycoons. Also, the focus on, take Goa for example, the social infrastructure includes not only parks and footpaths and public places, but also hospitals and schools. Schools have become the most expensive. They affect the poor, the lower middle class, the middle class, the upper middle class, and the rich. There are schools which are 3-4 lakhs, and it hits the, even if you have a huge salary, you have 2 or 3 children, it really hits your pockets. We want to bring in community schools like United States, where the community runs the school, governments provide the infrastructure and partial funds. And I definitely, this is top on my agenda. So reasonable fees and good quality of education. That I'm going to do. I'm going to do a model school and push for government, state and the central government to push for these models.
Right. Coming to young people, there's a lot of social media debate, especially over the BJP's politics, and it's something that a lot of young people are kind of clued into. How do you plan on connecting to first-time voters, especially?
Yeah, I'm only sending messages to them, and I feel very little need because they're already connected directly with my boss, Modi ji, and they are really, most of them are hardcore fans. And of course, there's debate, especially in left-oriented area. Do we need a dictator? Do we need one nation? Do we need one language? All this. There are a lot of indoctrination of false narratives. Nobody said one language. Nobody said no reservations. And so there's a lot of false narrative. And there's divisive politics being spread by. And some of the students are prone to leftist ideology. This man said, the Castro beard said, Fidel Castro's beard was talking. No, because no intelligent person will talk like that, saying that we are going to redistribute wealth. And the previous Prime Minister said, Muslims have the first right over wealth and assets of the country. And it should be equitably, particularly Muslims. All these divisive politics sometimes are positive, sometimes have a negative effect on some of the youth, who pick up bits and pieces and don't see the larger picture. So except for a few youth, everybody, 80% of the youth or 90% youth is the strength of BJP. The first time voters are strength of BJP. I just did a...
They've come of age.
Yeah. So we just did a... We have this AI app where you can send a message to a particular group. In this case, what we said there first today was to youth in my voice, and I tell my opinion and seek their response. Their response is analyzed and say, is it positive or negative? So in this case, I appeal to the first time voters, go out and vote for BJP for the sake of the nation, for the sake of your future. This is my opinion. What's your opinion? Beep. They answer, analyze. Only, I think it was sent about almost 70 or 80,000 or 80 plus thousand. Almost 19 or 20% replied. And in that, there was single and only one negative response.
Just 1 out of 20,000?
Just 1 out of 20,000. We sent it to 89,000.
Across Telangana or in your constituency?
Only my constituency.
Right.
So youth are with us. That's our greatest strength. But not only that, in villages, typically there's almost a level of fan following. Typically, political parties try to woo sarpanchas, the head of the village, to come and join us. Because if a sarpanch joins our party, the people below him join. But here, I'm seeing the opposite. All the youth and the people are joining us, so the sarpanch is forced to join. Every day. Today, there are some 3 sarpanchas joined. Yesterday, 15. So far, about 60 sarpanchas joined. Not them voluntarily, because from pressure underneath them.
So the youth are sort of leading the charge.
Yeah.
Right. To round things off, your family has a history of a really illustrious history of working for the state. Your grandfather was the first Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Your father has been the Chief Justice of both Hyderabad and Mumbai High Courts.
My uncle has been the two-time Chief Minister, Marichanna Reddy.
Did you feel you come with an entrepreneurial background. Did you feel like joining politics was an inevitability for you? Was it always a natural fit? What made you make this jump?
Never even dreamt that I'll be in politics. Nobody in my family encouraged me. My grandfather particularly, he was involved with, in the freedom struggle.
Yeah.
Particularly Hyderabad was not part of India. Since then, he was an eminent lawyer. Absolutely a scholar in Urdu and Persian. Law was practiced in Urdu and Persian. And he is a well-known figure. The district is named after him. And he in particular, or specifically, told all his family members, do not join politics. And if you have some inkling or idea of Desh Seva, then definitely do not join politics. Because you can do Desh Seva being a doctor, a teacher, a policeman, IAS officer, or an engineer. And his own children, he encouraged them to do law, but his grandchildren, he encouraged them to do medicine or engineering or teaching and things like that. A lot of my family members are in teaching and lecturers and professors, and a lot of them are doctors and engineers. Me particularly, he named me he named me, not my father, Vishweshwar, because he was a great fan of Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya, one of the greatest civil engineers India has produced. He's from Karnataka, but he did a lot of work, the Gandipet, the Hussain Sagar, all that he designed. So politics is not a subject. I would barely know who's the railway minister or the education minister. And but I was interested, after achieving all my financial, academic and professional goals, I started NGO and was interested in developing the region. And the core philosophy, he told, if you want to serve the nation, your first duty is not to help the nation directly. Your first duty is you be strong, mentally, physically, financially. Then your first obligation is to help your family, then your neighbors or your relatives or your village, and then your region, then the state, and then this thing. So we all truly believe in it. First, we have to be strong. We are all strong. I'm strong. My family is strong individually on their own. And then you start doing. So after achieving all my goals, then I started helping only my region by training rural youth in 18 different skills. And that was really rewarding to me. It was one of the most satisfying job I did. And then the Telangana agitation came.
Right.
And we all participated. I taught them welding, painting, all kinds of 18 skills. So while we are fighting for Telangana, in my constituency, while Kiran Kumar Reddy was the CM, who was also my classmate and good friend, of course he's on the other side, we went to each village, these youth who I trained, they know how to paint and weld and do cement and masonry work. So they took out they put a village name board saying that Dharmasagar village, Rangareddy Zilla, Telangana state, even before Telangana. So my entire district, even before Telangana was announced, every village announced they are part of Telangana state and not of Combined Andhra Pradesh. And then KCR and their family noticed me and they are after me because of my political. They didn't have a candidate here. They were after me to join for 3 years. Finally, I succumbed to their request or pressure and did join. And I joined only because they told, yes, now we are going to achieve a separate Telangana state. But what's the use if again crooks become MPs and MLAs? We need people like you. So that's what I was.
So you responded to the need of the hour at that moment.
Yeah, I was forced to. Rather. It's not my internal. But I was pushed and pulled into it.
And now you continue because you have.
Yeah. Now I continue.
Anyway, thank you, sir, for joining us.